what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here on ZLN, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers regarding some trade updates regarding the Chicago Bulls and Zach LaVine trade rumors. Now, guys, before I get into the trade details and some updates that we'll be hearing about the Lakers and interest in not just Zach LaVine, but also some other players that are part of the Chicago Bulls as well. And you guys probably see the title of the video and the thumbnail of this video, and that is the Lakers showing more interest in DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso instead of Zach LaVine. And I want to give you all my thoughts and my opinions about all this potential updated news about the Lakers and the Chicago Bulls trade scenario, and some other trades that I honestly think the Lakers should really think about as well if they want to improve the team, if the Lakers continue to go on the slump that they're on when it comes down to not winning games in key moments and key situations, and just moving forward throughout the NBA season. So I want to give you all my... Now, before anything, like always, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Instagram, X, all those great social media sites. And of course, like always, please be sure to like my page on Facebook, ZLN, and also follow me on Instagram, X. I'm also on Threads and TikTok. I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites. And of course, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Let's grow this channel to the greatest heights with 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. Let's continue to grow this channel. Let's make this channel one of the greatest Lakers channels on YouTube. So without further ado, guys, let's just get right into the Lakers trade rumors regarding the Chicago Bulls. Now, obviously, we've been hearing a lot of news regarding the Lakers and trade rumors surrounding Zach LaVine. Now, according to Shams Charania in a recent updated report, the Lakers prefer DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso in a trade scenario with the Chicago Bulls instead of Zach LaVine. This is according to The Athletic from Shams Charania. So, guys, with that being said, I said this in my live streams numerous times in my post-game analysis of Lakers games. And if you guys haven't yet, please hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel so you guys can join me on my daily post-game show analysis of the Lakers game matchups. All right, guys, I go live every single time. Please check me out. Give me your thoughts about every single Lakers games and other things about trade rumors as well. So just want to put that out there before I get into the reporting of trade rumors. But when it comes down to it, guys, I do this every single live stream. So please check me out. Hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. So with that, I said numerous times about a trade scenario for Zach LaVine. And me personally, guys, I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of this trade for Zach LaVine, because obviously with every trade that comes about, you always hear about every single team wanting to fleece the Lakers with every asset that they have to get a particular player. We saw that with the Washington Wizards for Russell Westbrook, and then with trade rumors regarding the Indiana Pacers and the Lakers when regard to Buddy Hield and Miles Turner for the whole farm to get those two players. I mean, this is just how the nature of trade rumors regarding the Lakers and other teams. They keep fleecing the Lakers, and the Lakers always half the time accept half the time. But recently, the Lakers have been really, buckled down and been obviously, seeing what they have when it comes to assets and trying to keep them and not trading the whole farm for just so much. So with that being said, guys, I think when it comes down to it, Zach LaVine, his contract is so huge to the point that, you had to obviously add on multiple players in a trade scenario for Zach LaVine. And honestly, when it comes to Chicago Bulls, they obviously want to ask for picks as well. And, the one comes to mind is the 2029 or maybe the 2028 first round picks. There could be a pick swap and just multiple first-round picks. So it's like one of those type of moments where it's like the Lakers really need to make sure, I mean, Rob as well, then he really needs to make sure when it comes down to a trade like this, he should not trade the whole farm for a player that could just either help us or be like a Russell Westbrook scenario where he doesn't produce to the expectation that we expect from him during his times with the Chicago Bulls, being a shooter, being like a scorer that he is, a guy who can average around 20 points a game, averaging 38 to 40% from the three. Now, with that being said, there's also another thing about him. He is injury prone as well, all right? It's not to the extent of Anthony Davis, but at the same time, you know, with that availability for him to be with the Lakers all the time, if somehow Anthony Davis gets injured half the time and, you know, LeBron's up there in age, we need that type of player to always be available any chance that we have certain matchups emerging. But when it comes down to that, that isn't also another concern as well. And he's, by the time I upload this video, he's injured at this moment. So he'll be out for a week due to, I forgot what type of injury they suffered, but I think obviously you guys can look it up. But by the time I upload this video, he may return from injury. But with that being said, I mean, even this season, he's averaging around 21% from the, 21 points and around like 32% from the three. I mean, which is why I like to bring up this other player who's playing much better than him on his team, and that is DeMar DeRozan, who's averaging 22, 23 points a game and shooting around like 36%, 34% from the three. So he's shooting much better than the star player for the team in Zach LaVine. So with that being said, guys, I mean, that's just my own personal opinion when it comes to the whole Zach LaVine situation. I know some Laker fans want Zach LaVine because we have been hearing and mentioning trade rumors for many, many years surrounding Zach LaVine to the Los Angeles Lakers. And plus, he played in college for UCLA. So with that being said, I mean, I get the love for him. And at that time, I was a fan of his as well. But at the same time, the Lakers really need to understand the situation the Lakers are in. We are trying to fight for to be competitive in the Western Conference, compete with the Denver Nuggets, you know, with the LA Clippers, you know, just all those, you know, the Golden State Warriors, all those teams, even the Phoenix Suns as well, all the teams in the Western Conference that are competitive in the Western Conference that are playing much better than the Lakers at this particular moment. I mean, maybe not the LA Clippers, but, you know, when it comes down to it, the Lakers are sure suffering injuries left and right. By the time I upload this video, we're seeing the return tonight of Rui Hachimura and the debut of Jared Vanderbilt. So with that being said, guys, I mean, you know, sure, there's good things are arising for the Lakers, you know, recent, but at the same time, can it be this consistent? Can we still have the type of team that we all expected going into this NBA season when it comes down to depth and the players that can play their role and better rotations and stuff like that? Then yeah, I'm optimistic about it, but at the same time, it's still questionable because, you know, we've been hit with injuries real early into the NBA season. So with that, guys, I have to say, Zach LaVine, for me, I don't think he's part of my list of the Lakers potentially trading the whole farm just to get Zach LaVine. Now, a trade scenario for DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso, I'll do it. Sure, why not? I mean, you have an expiring contract in DeMar DeRozan. A guy, sure, is a bit older. I think he's like, what, 34 years old? That's fine, guys. I mean, when it comes down to it, a guy who's still averaging in the late of his career around 23 to 24 points a game, can shoot 36% from the three, and can average, be like a scorer at times for you, then yeah, I would rather get him. And a guy who's from LA, I mean, he's a Lakers fan, he's a Kobe fan, a guy who could really contribute and bring that fan, you know, experience to the to Lakers Nation. So for me, I just think that, in that particular scenario, since we didn't get him a couple of years ago in 2021, instead we got Russell Westbrook, we saw how things turned out for DeMar DeRozan in Chicago. He lit it up during his time there. And at one point, I believe he even appeared in the All-Stars during his time there. So with that being said, guys, I still think in the type of scenario, DeMar DeRozan is the right path than Zach LaVine. That's just my own personal opinion when it comes down to that. And then you have Alex Caruso, a fan favorite. All right, we obviously, ruled the day that Rob Pelinka passed on the opportunity to bring back Alex Caruso. And, he was the main reason why we won the championship in 2020. So with that being said, you obviously bring in a guy who's a defensive guard who will obviously be a huge game changer in that particular position, especially his skill set at the defensive side of the ball. So obviously bringing him to the table, and obviously as well, he is bringing a lot of attention for himself when it comes to certain teams showing interest. So if the Lakers don't jump on the opportunity once we hit December 15th, it is a great scenario for the Lakers to potentially pursue a guy or bring back Alex Caruso as well. So just package a deal for those two guys, throw in, D'Angelo Russell, and I don't know, maybe like another contract. I hope it's not like a Rui Hachimura or maybe an Austin Reeves type scenario, because, I still think those two guys are really valuable to the Lakers team, especially in rotational wise. And Austin Reeves, there's no doubt in my mind the Lakers are not going to trade or put Austin Reeves in the trade scenario when it comes down to it. So for DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso, that's just a bit too much. And the contracts is just perfect. That's why I kind of understand why teams are showing interest in Austin Reeves, because of his contract. It's real easy to manage when it comes down to a manageable salary. So with that being said, guys, when it comes down to it, I've been saying this for multiple times throughout my live streams. I prefer DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso trade than Zach LaVine. Some of you all may disagree with me on it, but most of you do when it comes down to it. And I recently went live with Big Baby Sports, and he seconded that. He really believes that, DeMar DeRozan and DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso is a better scenario trade-wise and a fit as well than Zach LaVine. And not to say that Zach LaVine is not a good fit with the Lakers. I think he will fit very well. But once again, his contract, his health, and also just his consistency has not been living up to the expectation that we want to see from him. Sure, he's averaging 21 points a game, but he's shooting around 32%. And, since the beginning of the season, he was averaging almost around 29% from the three. So that's just bumped up a bit just recently. So, and I believe there was a game that he played that he lost against the Boston Celtics and he only averaged 3 points. So I'm not sure what he's dealing with. I think maybe he's at that moment he was probably dealing with an injury, but I'm not sure what type of slump that he was on. But at that particular moment, the consistency was also a question as well. So I don't think DeMar DeRozan will have any sort of problem joining the Lakers and being like the third option, because sure, he can be a scorer for you, but I honestly trust him more than Zach LaVine, in my opinion. So other than that, guys, there has been some other trades that I want to bring up just real quick before I end this video. When it comes down to it, there is another trade scenario, according to Stephen A. Smith on his podcast, that he suggested, and I think some of you may know where I'm going with this, and that is Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, let me just say this. If he's the same Klay Thompson, who I just checked his stats just recently, guy is averaging career lows this season, averaging 15 points a game, and obviously shooting around shooting very well. There's no doubt about it. The guy is a sharpshooter. I don't know why he went that particular direction, but he's obviously in career lows when it comes to scoring. But when it comes down to it, I mean, for me, if he can still shoot, be that sharpshooter that he is, well known being one of the greatest shooters in the history of the NBA, along with Steph Curry, I would want that. I think if he was joining with the Los Angeles Lakers and pairing up with LeBron James in a whole different scenario and a whole different atmosphere, which, by the way, Michael Thompson, his father, former Laker, and I think, former champion as well, he has history of being part of LA, being part of that culture, and being a Laker fan. So that also can also ignite his career at the age of, I believe, 34, I believe. So I believe, at this particular moment in his career, I think his time with the Golden State Warriors may come to an end. Now, if there's a trade scenario, I kind of question it, because I think the Golden State Warriors will not make a trade with the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, that's just part of the Western Conference, rivalry type scenario. So maybe in free agency is the best pursue for the Lakers to make, but that's whole ways away for the Lakers to pursue Klay Thompson. But if there's a trade out there that maybe the Golden State Warriors have interested in, if they want to trade Klay Thompson to the Lakers, if they do, I have no problem giving up a lot of assets to get Klay Thompson. If he is still the same guy who can shoot, who can score, who can obviously resurrect his career and be a huge part of the Lakers' success. That's just me. But, I'm really light on this particular trade scenario at the moment, because there's not a lot of talks about it other than just Stephen A. Smith in his podcast bringing that up. But recently, after his comments, we're hearing a lot about some trade rumor scenario for Klay Thompson to the Lakers. So, and I don't think, also, I'm just thinking about it now, I don't think the Golden State Warriors will want to have D'Angelo Russell back in the Golden State Warriors uniform. So, because obviously bad experience with the pairing of D'Lo and Steph Curry. Obviously, it did not work out. But I don't know. I'm just putting it out there when it comes down to that particular trade scenario. But I really want to know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. Do you guys think the Lakers should pursue DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso instead of Zach LaVine? Please be sure to comment down below. Please give me your thoughts about it in the comment section. And please also, do you guys think the Lakers should pursue a Klay Thompson trade scenario, or maybe a free agency scenario? I really want to know your thoughts about that in the comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video and the next live stream. And once again, hit that notification bell and subscribe to the channel so you can join me on my live streams when I give my Lakers ZLN post-game analysis live stream videos. So please do so. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.